to your name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you're feeling good this morning, just wave your hands in the air for a minute. Just tell God thank you. Tell God you love him. When I call your name, you don't know nothing else to say. I know I learned this a long time ago. You don't know what to say, you can always call on the name of Jesus. When you use those two syllables, Jesus, it just sounds so good, to be honest with you. And when I call your name, ain't that stuff? When I call your name, yes, God. God is awesome. God is awesome. Yes, and first and foremost, I want to give honor to God, who's the head of my life. Giving honor to my Apostle Terry Dunnins and co-pastor Cynthia Dunnins. Giving honor to everybody that's here today. Definitely thank you for coming out. You could have went so many other places. But you came and joined us on 101 South Railroad Street here in Big Town, like Apostle said, Big Town, AM City. Yes. Awesome. When I call your name, and I've been calling his name a whole lot this week, y'all. Y'all may be seated, yes. In the name of Jesus, yes, definitely. But giving honor to God, and I just want to go ahead on and just pray right quick. God, we thank you, we honor you, God. We love you on the day as we do on every day, God. And we thank you, and we just ask that you show up and show out on this morning, oh God. Show out on the day all the way around, oh God. God, we pray, God, that your word manifests, God, and let you be the dominant voice in the room, oh God. Let you speak, God. Hide me behind the cross, oh God. Hallelujah. Glory to your name, and it is so. And it is so, in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, God. We thank you, God. We thank you for being able to wake up on this morning, oh God. We thank you for being able to make it down here to Elm City, oh God. Lord, on this morning, we pray for the sick and shut in, oh God. We just ask that you touch them, heal them, oh God, and just touch them in a mighty way. Move on this morning, oh God. Hallelujah, God. We thank you, God. We thank you for your word. We thank you for your will, God. We thank you for being able to make it through this week, oh God. God, we love you, God. We honor you. We tell you, God. We don't tell you enough. If I don't tell you enough, God, I want to let you know on this morning that I love you, God. You're the head of my life, God. I thank you for another day, God. I thank you for the air that I breathe, God. I thank you for the birds and the trees, God. I thank you for everything, God. I thank you for the ground that I walk on. I thank you for having a roof over my head, oh God. I thank you for my children, oh God. And I pray on this morning for my children and my wife, oh God. I just ask that you touch them, God. Hallelujah, God. And I thank you in advance because you said it is so. And it is so. Count it done in the name of Jesus. God, we love you, we honor you, we praise you. We give you glory on this morning. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. The song said, when I call your name. When I call your name. Yes. What happened when we call on the name of Jesus? Yes, they do. They go to run and they get to hide. Amen. Thank you, God. Thank you. You're awesome. And you're worthy to be praised. Worthy to be praised. We were created to praise him. Don't get it twisted. That's what we were made for. We were made to praise him. We were created to praise. Thank you. Let me hold it right back a little bit. Yes, when I call your name, but what happens when he called our name? Ain't that something? That's what we talking about today, y'all. I ain't no apostle, we were talking about that song. He said that song earlier this week, you know. But we're going to talk about the call of duty. For those who don't know, I'm probably going to tell you. You know? And we're going to talk about that a little bit this morning. But we all in the military. We all in the military in here today. We all in God's army. Yes. Amen. So when I call his name, he always there. He show up. He might not show up when I want to. You know. But he always on time. Ain't that what the people say? He always on time. He's awesome. But what do we do when he called us to service? We're going to talk about it. We'll start with my, if you turn with me in the Bible to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. I got it over there, but you know, we're going to stay up here today. But Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. The call of duty. When I call your name, Jesus. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 reads, the conclusion, when it has all been heard, is fear God and keep his commandments, because this applies to every person. Now, the conclusion, when it's all been heard, is to fear God and keep his commandments, because this applies to everybody.
Amen.
That's right.
Everybody. We were created to worship him. We were created to keep his commandments. The call to do. You know, I always begin with a story, so I want to start off with a story. I want to start off with a story. I remember when I was 17 years old, and I was getting ready to make some major decisions in my life. I was thinking about joining the military at 17. I was in my 11th grade year. Now, if you can think back to around that time, you know, the teenage years, my son is in a situation now where he's about to make some major decisions in his life. He's about to go on off to college. So I can been thinking about that, and I'm going back to the time that I had to make a major decision. But I was 17. I remember getting my first visit from a man in uniform. Now, I don't remember his name, but I do remember meeting with this man. I remember the encounter, because it was an encounter that would change the rest of my life, y'all. I was getting ready to sign up and join the military. I was getting ready to join the service. Now, but anyway, he paid me a visit and he bought me this paper that read, Uncle Sam wants you. I remember the paper because it's got this man up there with this old big hat on. You know, he got a little beard, you know, and he pointing his finger at you. And he going, I want you.
I want you. That's right.
And I'm like, me? I don't know about all that, but but I wanted something. I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I was one of those ones, but right then I wasn't thinking about going to college right after school. So, this man, I think he came to, what was it, career day or something like that. And I seen him and I sent him my information and he ended up getting in contact with me and he came to see me. I remember he and I went out and we ate for a minute and he told me all about the Army. He told me a little story. Right now, I think back now and I know it was, he was trying to, tell a little testimony. Back then, he was like, he told me how the Army made a man out of him. And he told me some other things as well. He told me how the Army helped out so many others around the world. He was trying to, recruit me to join the service. Call of Duty. At 18, everybody we got to do something. We got to register for something called selective services. Just in case there was a draft or anything that come back around and we don't have enough people to fight the war, then what we got to do is we got to register. But see, I was going to register for selective service, but I was thinking about joining this military. So what he did was he told me a lot of good stuff about the Army, about the service.
Okay.
He told me how it helped others around the world. He told me about the humanitarian efforts. He asked if I wanted to be a part of something like that. And I was like, yeah, I want to go help the people around the world. Yeah, that'll be cool. I don't want to go to school right now. I want to go to college. I want to go around and, travel the world a little bit. Yeah, you can travel the world. I was like, okay. Because of me from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, I had been out the state. I've been out the city a couple of times, but I ain't really been nowhere.
Okay.
If I went somewhere for a day or someone came back. So he said, in order to do that, you gotta answer the call. I was like, okay, keep on telling me about what's going on. He told me about, I was like, all right. So, another way to get us drawn in is the money.
Yeah.
So he told me about the monies.
Okay.
He told me how, he said, you ain't gotta go to school right now. Because I told him I didn't really want to go to school. So he said, well, guess what? Here's what we can do. We can give you some money for when you're ready to go to school. And I was like, oh, I can get money for school for just serving a few years, just joining the military. He was like, yeah. Not only that, he gave me a bonus too, $50,000 college fund. He said, I'll put that in your package. Then on top of that, you can pay $100 a month for 12 months and you get something what they call the GI Bill. So when you're going to school, they send you a check for as long as you're going to school when you get that GI Bill. So the military was sounding real good. He was telling me all the good stuff. If I joined, I would get some more education and gain more knowledge. you know, about school. So I was like, all right, so if I join the Army, I get to see around, travel around the world, help people, and I get some money in my pocket, and I get educated a little bit more. If I join the service, if I sign up. Then he told me about the experiences I would have. I would have a little bit more experience over others who hadn't joined the military. You know, because I've been out and I, you know, kind of learned some discipline and had that money, and you know, I was like, okay, I have a little bit more experience over the ones that just went to college. And you know, I don't want to go to college right now, 18. You know, if I don't know what I do now. But anyway, we're gonna keep on going. He told me what an honor it would be to serve your country. I said, yeah. You know, because my daddy joined the military. He was in the Army. And I was like, yeah, I want to be like Pops. You know, I want to be like my father. I want to go ahead on and it'd be an honor, you know. People, when I wear that uniform home, you know how it is. When you come home in your uniform, you dress greens or you dress blues or whatever you got, or even we call them BDUs. You know, when you come in with your arm, the fatigues. I think everybody, you know what I'm talking about now, the fatigues. I come home with my fatigues on. I was like, yeah, people will show me some, you know, some little respect. I got my uniform on. I'm telling you, and it worked too, y'all know. When I came home, anyway, that's another story. He told me about the VA loan. Now, for those who don't know what a VA loan is, the VA loan is, you know, when you get out of the service, they give you money, as long as your credit good. I wish I'd have known that too. But they'll give you money to build you a house. I was like, you mean I can travel the world, help people, get paid, you give me money to go to school, all types of stuff like that, and when I get out, no, whenever, I can use this money to build me a house for my family? Oh man, this is the way to go right here. He was telling me all the good stuff, y'all. He was trying to recruit me.
That's right.
You know, so, but you gotta answer the call. You know, now back then when I was in, the VA loan was $250,000. You trying to tell me I get $250,000 to build me a house. Now I ain't trying to recruit nobody. Don't y'all go sign up. You know, but nowadays I looked it up and it said the max payout is $453,100. That's the max payout that the VA will give you for a house nowadays for signing up. I was only, you know, thinking about signing up for like 2 to 4 years. I said, so I go 2 to 4 years and I get all this stuff? He was like, yeah. He told me about what would happen when I got out of the Army, how jobs and places will bump me up above other employees that want to get hired. I would get hired first, y'all. So you telling me when I leave the Army, I'm good? He was like, yeah. He was trying to recruit me. Now you know what's something wrong, because I ain't heard nothing bad yet. I ain't heard nothing bad. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, he taking me out, we eat pizza. You know how you do, just feed me, we good. That's all he could have stopped at the pizza. But he was telling me all the good stuff about the Army. You know, he said I have a little bit more faith than others. I said, man, the Army awesome. You know, the dude pointed at me, I want you. You can get me, buddy. You don't got me. I'm, you know, sink hooker and what they say, sink hook and everything. Hey, you got it. Who them? Yeah, hook, line, and sinker. You got me. Yeah, where I signed up at. I signed up at 17, y'all. The year before I graduated. Wow. I already knew when I was leaving. I was like, oh, he done told me all this stuff. He was a recruiter. The definition of a recruiter is a person whose job is to enlist or enroll people as employees in the armed services or as members of an organization. We got some recruiters in the house of God, though. Amen. Remind me of some people called like evangelists or something. I looked up the word evangelist, and it says, is a person, especially a preacher, who tries to convince people to become Christian. Someone who talks about something with great enthusiasm. He was giving his testimony, like, you know, he had been in about 20 years. Yeah. The evangelists go out and, you know, tell about the good. We're all ministers of the gospel.
Amen.
So we all supposed to be doing that first and foremost.
Amen.
You know, but at the same time, he was going out with great enthusiasm, telling about the goodness of Uncle Sam. He was a recruiter. He told me about the traveling I would be able to do and all the different people that I would meet from different parts around the world. He wasn't lying. You know, I went out and I met so many folks and so many different people and went so many different places. So he told me I traveled the world. He told me that I would do PT. Now, anybody don't know what PT is? You know, I'm a workout buff, so I like to work out. I'm like, I gotta keep in shape. He was like, you do that every day. Yeah, I work out, I be physically fit, I be in shape. I was like, oh, okay. I get to work out, travel the world, you know, meet people, get paid, got the VA loan. The VA loan got me. I ain't used it yet, but it got me. You know, I'm 43, just turned 40, and I still ain't used it, but it still got me. School money got me, you know, and I was like, man, this is good right here. He told me how I could get promoted and move up. I was like, okay, so there's room to grow if I join Uncle Sam's military. So I was like, oh, okay. He told me I could go to school. I didn't have to wait until after I got out of the military. I could go to school while I was in the military.
Okay.
I could get some more education, get some more knowledge and everything while I was in the military, while I was serving. I still could get educated.
That's good.
I was like, man.
That's good.
In Uncle Sam's on. I was like, whew. And so on and so on. But the first thing I had to do was answer the call of duty. Before I could participate, before I could be a part of all of this goodness, I had to answer the call.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the call a little bit. What does it mean? The definition of the word call is a cry made as a summons or to attract someone's attention. It means to speak in a loud, distinct voice so as to be heard at a distance. It means to make a request or demand. If you go with me to Matthew 22:14, it reads, for many are called,
yeah,
but few are chosen.
that's good.
That's right.
Now, I gotta answer the call, you know, and I'm going somewhere with this because it's like, just to make it clear, that verse is saying that many are called, but everybody won't make it through.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's good.
Everybody won't make it through.
Everybody won't make it.
Many are called, but few are chosen. So I was like, okay, so God, if you're dealing with me right, you know, because I told Apostle, I was like, when I did the last teaching for Bible study, you know, he gave me call of duty, but he told me it would be my next word. And then the Apostle ushered it right on me. He was like, hey. But I was like, so I couldn't teach that because, you know, you got to be obedient. But one of the things we're going to talk about. So the call is, you know, is a cry made as a summons or to attract someone's attention. So I thought about, okay, we got called. So what does duty mean? Because it seems like we should know what those things mean. But a lot of times, if you don't look up the dictionary, if you don't study to show yourself approved, if you don't study, then you might kind of misinterpret something. So I was like, okay, so well, let me look up the word duty. So duty is a moral or legal obligation or responsibility, a task or action that someone is required to perform. So, okay, so it's a moral or legal obligation. So you say, I gotta answer the call of duty. And I'm like, all right, now what I gotta do? You know? I gotta say it loud. I gotta confess with my mouth.
Yeah.
I gotta say it.
That's good.
Loud. In front of everybody. Hand up.
That's right.
I agree to join.
That's right.
Disarm. You know, to protect and serve and all types of stuff. And I can do it, and you know, and then when I did that, I entered into a legal contract.
That's good.
Or obligation. You know, so answer the call of duty means meeting a moral responsibility or legal obligation with a resounding sense of obligation. So I'm a screamer from the rooftop, y'all. I'm a part of the service. I don't care who knows it. You know, I'm gonna look the part. I'm gonna dress the part. I'm gonna act the part. I'm gonna be that soldier. You know. But remember, many are called, but few are chosen. Now, in the army, God has an army too.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
God has an army.
Talk about it.
But it's a lot bigger and a lot better than Uncle Sam's army. I can tell you that right now.
Know that.
You know, all of that stuff that I mentioned, the monies, the GI bills, the stuff for housing, God do that and then some. You know, God provide all. Matter of fact, God supplied the army. God provided for the army.
Yes, he does.
That's good.
So I think, and what I'm trying to say is, you know, if I can sign my life, they say sign your life away on the dotted line. Because what you do is, you're signing, say, I will die for this country. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
When you sign up, you're saying, I will die for this. This is how much I believe in it. You know. And so when I sign up for God's army, or why wouldn't I, or why can't I sign up for God's army when I can sign up for man's army? Why can't I answer the call? Why can't I do it? The Marines motto, it says the few, the proud, the Marines. The few. You know, and then they proud to be Marines. They are. They proud to be a part of the army. Here's an issue. Well, here's the thing. The Marines and the Navy, they work together all the time.
That's right.
But let the Navy call the Marines a certain type of name, call them a jarhead, and see what happens. They proud. Don't disrespect my branch of service.
That's good.
You know. The Army says, be all you can be. Go hard or stay home. Be all you can be. Answer the call of duty.
That's right.
But we're gonna talk about some stuff here. There are 8 things. I want y'all to write these down if you can. 8 things that you have to do in order to answer the call of duty. 8 things. The first thing we got to do, and I'm gonna elaborate on all of them, but we can just go through them and write them down right quick. The first thing that you got to do is you got to think about it. Pray. Basically, make your mind up and decide whether you're going to join or not. You have to do it. When you're answering the call of duty, number 2, then after you make your mind up and all of that, you got to enlist. That means sign up. We ain't going to just take your word for it. They ain't going to take your word for it. You got to sign on the dotted line. All right. After that, number 3, you got to go swear in. So signing your name on the dotted line ain't enough. You got to go put your hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, all types of stuff, and they got a thing that you got to repeat. After that, so you got to swear in. After that, then you got to make it through basic training. They send you all the basic training. You get processed and you go to basic training. We're going to talk about basic training here in a little bit. After basic training, number 5, you go to your active duty station. You go where they go, where it's time to do the work. Number 6, you serve and you follow orders when you're at your active duty station.
That's good.
Number 7, if I'm going too fast, just let me know. When you get to your duty station, you follow the orders, you got to complete the mission. Be mission minded. And then number 8, you got to make it to your ETS date. And I'm going to tell you what the ETS date is in a little while. But I remember when I I got to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for basic training. You know, after I signed up and everything, I swore in and all types of stuff. There was a lot of people there, y'all. There was a lot of people that answered the call. They were called. But everybody didn't make it through training. See, first of all, when you call, if you don't pick up, you might not get another opportunity. You know, there were certain things that I had to do, certain things that I had to go through when I agreed to go into the military. So with that being said, you got to answer the call. Just like if someone was giving you a call on your cell phone and you missed it. What happens? You get something on your phone that say missed call, right? You don't miss it. Whatever it was they wanted to talk about, whatever it was they needed you for, whatever it was they wanted you to do, whatever it was they wanted to give you, wanted to tell you, you don't miss that call. Now, they can leave a voicemail, you know, but one thing that we got to understand is, you know, it ain't like, you know, talking to the person. You go back, you read, you listen to the voicemail and everything like that, but I want to talk to people. Like God, he don't want to leave voicemails. He don't want to leave messages. Now, he will leave messages for us, you know, because when he called us to join his army, or he called us with a mission or a task or something he wants us to do, when he called us, he wants us to pick up.
That's right.
Right? He wants us to pick up. He don't want to have to leave a message. Not saying he won't leave messages. And I'll explain that here in a second. But can you imagine checking your voicemail and you hear the message from God like, hey, this is, you're like, oh Lord, I done missed what in the world? It's like when you miss a call from your job, of your boss at the job. It makes you feel some kind of way, don't you? When you see the number come across, I see my supervisor, I'm like, hold on, hello, hey, how you doing? No matter what's going on. You know, because I don't want to miss that call. You don't want to miss the call from your boss, from your supervisor. You don't want to miss the call from your supervisor.
That's right. That's right.
But he will. God is awesome because he will leave messages. And what I mean by that, in his word, he don't left us plenty messages, right?
Yes, he has.
That's right.
He don't left us plenty messages. He says, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not bear false witness. He says in Psalms 23 and 4, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. He says in Psalms 46 and 1, God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. He leaves messages.
That's right.
But if you don't answer the call, you might miss something. Because sometimes folk don't leave no message.
Yeah.
They're going to call you back. I need to tell you this in person. We need to talk in person. But God is awesome because he will leave a message. But we need to answer the call. What about this? I remember Pastor talking about, you know, what about this? Remember when Pastor talked to you that time? God was trying to tell you something.
That's good.
He was trying to get your attention. Remember when your mother said this, or your wife said that, or you could have sent a message to your child.
Yeah.
Remember when they said that? Remember when he gave you those instructions while you were praying, and he told you to write them down. And you know how we do. I can remember. I got a photographic memory.
Yeah.
I ain't got that though. But anyway, remember. But answer the call of duty. God's military, it works a little bit different than Uncle Sam's military. Not only does he tell us about the benefits we can receive, he tells us about the challenges we're going to face as well.
Yeah.
And that's what type of army I want to be in, y'all. You know, to be honest, I don't know about you, but I like to hear both sides of the story.
Yeah.
You know, Uncle Sam told me about all the good stuff, the pros, but he left out the cons.
Yeah.
You know, but God's army, it better prepares us for what's to come. You know, the military, we have something called the UCMJ. Yeah, known as the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It's the law of the army. But God's army has something called the Holy Bible.
I like it.
Right? He wants us to be better prepared than Uncle Sam's army.
Yeah.
He wants us to know every trick of the enemy.
Yeah.
So He don't want to just tell us all the good stuff.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna just give us all the good stuff. He gonna tell you, you know what? You're gonna face this. You might go through that. This might happen. You might fall down, get back up, but I'm still there with you. He gonna tell us all types of stuff. You know, he gonna tell us the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam, he's a recruiter. He was just trying to tell me the good stuff. So I can do what? Go sign up. Run. They ain't gonna tell me anything. When we fight in God's army, in his army, the enemy is already defeated.
Yeah.
That's right.
The only thing we have to do is answer the call. Now, I say that because when we fight in God's army, the enemy is already defeated. And Uncle Sam's army, you got to go defeat the enemy.
Yeah.
So I want to be a part of the army. I ain't even really got to fight that one. Because he's already defeated.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Really, but we forget that sometimes.
Yeah.
We forget it. It's just one of the things, it's like, okay, now, God done told me all this stuff that I'm going to go through, challenges, all types of stuff. He even tell you how to defeat it.
Yeah.
What you need to do.
Yeah, the tape.
It's written here, here, here. If you mess up, do this. If you mess up, do this. Another chance, another chance. We talked about that then.
That's right.
Right. And then he says, all right, you join my army, the enemy already done lost.
That's right.
You ain't even got to fight.
That's good.
True.
I'm like, well, wait a minute now. The GIB don't measure up to that now, because if I gotta go fight Uncle Sam's army, whew, I might end up dead. You know, I gotta fight. God's army, enemy's already defeated.
Already.
All right, remember those 8 things
Yeah.
that I talked about we had to do in order to answer the call. Let's talk about what we got to do to answer the call. All right, the first one was think about it, make your mind up, pray about it, decide, you know, and what it is, before there's any work done, any movement is made, you have to commit. You have to make that decision. See, God ain't going to say, you know what, let me help you. I'm gonna sign, I'm gonna take your hand and no. You got to say, I want to join.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of your army.
That's what you gotta say.
You know, you got to make a decision.
Yeah.
You can't be over here and over here and over here and over here. Not saying that you ain't gonna have challenges or you might, fail sometime, but you got to say, I commit. It's like when you go to this, you get a job, right? You get a job, and then you go and you say, you know what? I'm signing. You got a lot of papers you got to sign, all types of stuff. I'm gonna be to work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show up on time. I accept this schedule. I accept this pay. All types of stuff. I'm committed to you.
Yeah.
So be a part of God's army. To answer the call, you got to commit. Make a decision. Number 2, I said you had to enlist. Sign up. Enlist means to enroll or be enrolled in the armed services or to engage a person or their help or support. You have to sign on the dotted line. Like I said a while ago, your words ain't enough. I need you to sign up. Confess.
That's right.
Moving on to the next one, swear it in. Confess with your mouth. I accept you as my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer this call. When you swear it in the military, you have to raise your hand like you're in a courtroom or something. It means to make a solemn statement or promise undertaking to do something or affirming that something is the case. It means to vow. I promise when I swear in.
That's right.
I take an oath. God, I'm here to be used in your army. I'm answering the call.
That's right.
I do.
That's good.
So after you sign on the dotted line, you got to take an oath too. Yeah. You got to take an oath. You got to say it. Then number 4, we talk about basic training. Now, Apostle was talking about this. He was talking about this morning. Pride. In basic training, let me tell y'all something. When we got to Fort Jackson, we got in this van, right? And they told us to put our heads down. And they drove us to where we were going. We couldn't see nothing. And I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. You know, and then when we got out the van, the first thing they did was drop our bags, and it was all over our face, and they was talking. There you go, right there, swearing in right there. They was all over our face, drill sergeants, what we call them. And they got up in our faces. We had to be at attention. Let you move and say something. Because some of us got some mess in us. We got to be broken.
Yeah. That's good.
We got to be broken. Some of us still got, like we talked about this morning, some pride in us. We got some stuff in us. And when you join the military, they don't want that.
That's right.
They don't want that.
No attitude.
No attitudes.
That's right.
It's obedience. It's discipline. It's structure. All in that basic training. You know, you was talking about Mr. Thomas Jakes. You said he had one suit. He walked to church every Sunday. He was going through basic training.
Amen.
That's what he was doing.
That's right.
Amen.
He was going through basic training because what it was, God already saw the end.
Yeah.
But in order to make it in his army, I need you to walk it out. And we're going to start here. It's going to break all that pride. You ain't got no pride when you got one suit walking down the road. You ain't got no car, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Socks got holes in them. You ain't nothing prideful about that. Mr. Jakes was in basic training. That's what he was in. That's what basic training to do to you. Basic training is the initial period of training for new personnel involving intense physical activity and behavioral discipline.
That's good.
That's what it is. It's the time when you have to endure a few things. Basic training is the time when you're trying to get all of that old stuff, all the old behaviors out that don't line up with the military's code of justice.
That's so good.
That's
You are
right.
teaching.
That's right.
Sometimes you got to get rid of the things that, you know, we've been doing in our lifetime because it's hard sometimes. We have to sacrifice. Think about it. Not only are you working out, physical things, but you're working on some things that's mental too. It's like, hey, you got to lock up. They tell you lock up. Don't move. Don't say nothing. Say something. Move. Say something. Touch me if you want to. And they mean it. And you sitting there like, man, you ain't know who I was on the block, dog. You in my face like that. Yeah, I know you was on the block. And what? But I answered the call. The call is volunteer. Y'all, God don't force you. He don't force you. He didn't force you. He did not, come up to you and say, you better do this or else. He asked you. He called and you answered. We picked up.
That's good.
In basic training is where you learn your combat skills and you learn how to fight. There you go right there. Look at it.
That's good.
That's what they do. It's real, y'all. It ain't no movie. I was like, man, I thought this was on TV. He up in my face, spitting all types of stuff. I'm like, what? I can't move. I can't say nothing. Do something if you want to. Because they'll put it on you.
Talk about your mama?
Yes, talk about your mama, anybody. But it's the time when you learn how to fight. It's when you learn your combat skill. It's where you learn about the procedures and protocol. You learn how to march in basic training. You know? Left flank, march. We here. Boom. I still remember. I'm 43. I joined the military at 18. Discipline.
That's right.
Basic training is oftentimes called boot camp. And that's exactly what it is, y'all.
I like it.
It prepares recruits for all elements of service, physical, mental, and emotional. See, here's what it is. When you're going through basic training in God's army, he wants you to be ready because the enemy, he don't play. He trying to kill, steal, and destroy.
That's good.
So what you need to be prepared. You got somebody that's trying to kill you.
You gotta be mentally stable.
You got to be ready. Yes, you got to be ready. You got to be locked in, ready to go.
That's good.
For all those who are called but didn't make it through basic training the first time, sometimes you can call it, you can try it again, y'all. You know, we don't been through basic before, some of us, and failed. I didn't want to go back home. Matter of fact, when I first got there, y'all, true story, I was crying like a baby. I was like, no, sir, this ain't for me. Mama, come get me. Call the pastor. Call Thomas. Call Apostle Terry. Call whoever you need to call, because this ain't for me here.
For me.
That's what I would do.
I didn't sign up for this.
I ain't signed up for this. The devil is a lie. That's what I was saying. The devil is a lie. I got to go. They in my face talking all this junk. I can't do nothing. All types of stuff.
Yes, sir. You got to endure hardness.
Yes. Here's what it is though. It's so funny because we're talking about pride this morning, you know, and they want to get rid of all that stuff. All of that stuff out. Empty. I want to empty all this old stuff so I can fill you up with the new. Ain't God good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We call it when you go back, you can go back to basic training. We call it being recycled. God is awesome because he recycles us
Yes, he does.
daily.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Daily, y'all.
Yes, he does.
He's awesome. Remember, Apostle always say, our God is a God of another chance. If you turn to Jonah 1, verses 1 through 4. And a matter of fact, I'm just going to read a little bit for you. Because I know Apostle talked about this as well. But it reads, the word of the Lord came to Jonah as Jonah's son of, Amittai? Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it because its wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed to Tarshish. He went down to Joppa where he found a ship bound for the port. After paying the fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord. Then the Lord sent a great wind to the sea, and such a violent storm arose that the ship threatened to break up. So, you know, God is a God of another chance. Sometimes we might, in basic training, we might not make it through.
Amen.
You know, we might have to be recycled. You know, so Jonah, he was like, God said, go do something. And he you know, it was a part of it. I need you to go do this. I'm giving you instructions. And that's like me. I was like, Lord, I don't want to be here. Send me home. I'm running. I'm gone. In the wind. That's what we say. I'm in the wind. Gone. But if we go to Jonah 2, verses 1 through 9, it says, from the inside of the fish, another chance. Jonah prayed to the Lord for his God. The Lord his God. He said, I'm in distress. I called to the Lord and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead I called for help. You listen to my cry. How many times, you know, God tells us to do something, we don't do it, and we end up in some mess?
Yeah, God.
Right?
Yeah, Jesus.
And then God bails us out.
All the time.
Another chance, right?
Yes, God.
So we're going to Jonah 3 now, verses 1 through 4. Now the word of the Lord came to Jonah the second time, saying, arise, go to Nineveh. Look, ain't nothing changed. We still got a mission. These are your orders.
That's good.
This is what I need you to do.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't do it the first time, and you seen what happened. But what Jonah do this time, y'all? He obeyed. He followed orders. So he didn't want to end up like it was the last time, y'all.
That's right.
That's right.
The call to do. But yes, you can be recycled. You can get another chance. You can get another chance. You know, I mean, that's what we all are anyways, y'all. We're recycled. Some of us just graduate earlier than others.
That's right.
And that's real.
Amen.
You know, some of us just, you know, we all want to get to the promised land. We all want to, you know, wind up in heaven. You know, some of us, we make it hard on ourselves sometimes because we might not do what was ordered because we said we wanted to be a part of God's army. We signed up for this. Now, getting back on track here, we're on number 5 and number 8. After we hold on, let me get number 4. I got it, y'all. After we make the basic training, yeah, there we go. Then we go to our active duty station. Now, a lot of people think the Army was what we were showing up here. That's basic training. That's when you first get in there. You might be in there for a couple of months. Then you go to this place called AIT where you learn your job. So after basic, but I skipped AIT because basic and AIT, they can go together. All right? You go to the place that you learn your job, right? You go to leadership training. You go to Thursday night Bible study. You pray. You read. You learn your job in God's army.
That is so good.
But first you gotta answer the call.
Oh my God.
Now, when you go to your active duty station, you go to a place that you're assigned to go. They assign you a place to be. This is my assigned place to be in God's army. To learn. You know? You're stationed at a place to work. You gotta do the work. You can just join the army and just, get paid to do nothing.
That's good.
That's right.
You gotta go to work.
Go to work. That's right.
Faith, you can have all the faith in the world, but the Bible says faith without works is what? Dead. Ain't going nowhere. It's a rap. We call it a rap over. That's what we say. It's a rap over. Faith without works is dead.
That's right.
Normally, when you get your active duty station, you're in a squad. When we go to formation, we in squads. It is really organized. It's discipline. You know what I'm saying? You're in a squad that's a part of a company. Matter of fact, you're in a squad that's a part of a platoon. That's a part of a company. That's a part of a battalion. That's a part of a brigade. So listen, there's order. There's order. But you're a soldier in God's army. But you get to work and serve it in the community that you're stationed in. They ain't gonna send you to South Carolina and have you working in Texas. You gotta do the work where you at.
That's right.
That's good.
Amen.
You gotta do the work where you at. You can't go here, go there. You can't, Because first of all, you're gonna have your platoon sergeant looking for you. Matter of fact, first your squad leader, then your platoon sergeant, because it's all about accountability when you join the army.
That is so good.
Accountability. Listen, thank you, Holy Ghost. If I could not make it to formation at 6 o'clock, 6:30, and then again at 7:30 when we have formation, when we get done, I had to let my squad leader know. There wasn't no call, no show.
That's right.
Because there's no call, no show in the military. There's something we call AWOL.
That's right.
AWOL, absent without leave.
That's right.
Because you signed up. And there are some consequences for that, y'all.
Ain't chicken dinner.
Yeah. But you got to answer the call.
That's right.
You serve in the community. It reminds me of going to church that you're assigned to. You work in a certain church. You ain't gonna be assigned to this church and working in that church over there.
Amen.
That's right.
Now you might fellowship, we might interact, we might do some joint operations or joint exercises.
Yes, sir.
You might do that.
You are teaching.
But you ain't going. This is your squad. This is your platoon right here. This is your company. This is who you work for. This is where you're assigned. This is your active duty station. Then after that, remember number 6, we said serve and follow orders. You do what you're told. Now, what I love about God's army, because see, in Uncle Sam's army, they had you doing some stuff that you really felt wasn't right. God is right, y'all.
Yeah.
So if he asks me to do something, I ain't got no beef with it. Real talk. And then if he asks me to do something and I don't agree, I'm still gonna do it. Why? Because he is Lord. Jesus is Lord.
Yeah.
What you say?
That's good.
Jesus is Lord. What you say after that? The hell with the devil.
That's right.
Excuse me, y'all.
Jesus Lord. He's Lord.
But you follow directive, you serve, you put all of the training and discipline that they instilled in you in those first 4 or 5 months. You put them to work. One thing about when you serve, orders are always coming down from the top, y'all.
Oh my God.
That's right.
From your commanders. Sometimes you might get deployed. You know, sometimes I might tell you to do this. I mean, we got orders like go cut the grass.
That's right.
Clean up the barracks.
That's right.
Clean the latrines. You know what a latrine is? It's a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all types of stuff. Clean your room. Clean your area.
Oh God.
Before I left out my room, bed gotta be made up. They come and trying to, basic training, they bouncing quarters off the mattress for real.
They sure do.
It's gotta be done a certain way, y'all.
That's good.
It's gotta be, they show you, look, I need you to take this cover, you fold it back here, tuck it under here like this. We don't want the end balled up, you gotta take it, you gotta swipe it this way. It's real, and they show you a certain way because, you know, God ain't gonna just have you going out representing him any old type of way.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
I want you to do it this way.
That's right.
This is the way it's to be done.
Yeah.
So don't get mad because you signed up and you volunteered. You answered the call of duty. And he asked you to do so. And you get mad, you don't want to do it. You think your way is better.
That's good.
It's for a reason. You're a representation of him. You know? And who was he? Jesus is Lord.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I remember, look, orders always coming down. I remember I joined the military in 94. I went to my first duty station in Germany in 95. Y'all. January 95. In December, I was deployed for 9 months in Hunter. In December. Now you know what I was thinking? No, Lord, this too early. What you doing? I just got here. What about all these people been here about 20 years and all this stuff? Why you got me going?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
I was out. 95, I was supporting my fellow comrades. I remember thinking to the Lord, no, sir. This got to be the devil. The devil is a lie. And then God, I remember God said, why not you? I trained you.
Wow.
I need you now.
Oh God, that's good.
I need you right now. So let's go to work. You trained, you ready. You know? I was having all types of issues. I was having pay issues, all types of stuff. I ain't had no leave, everything. I was throwing up all types of excuses. I ain't going here, you don't pay me enough. God said, go. And when I went, y'all, I was getting about, I don't know, $50-something every 2 weeks because I had messed up my pay. Like I took leave too early, I spent a lot of money on plane tickets. They was getting that money back. They was getting it back. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Lord, I got pay issues, you ain't paying me, all types of stuff. And Uncle said, you want me to go where? God said go. So I went. A lot of times he just tells us to go. Guess what? The pay issues got straightened out. Because I was obedient.
That is so good.
I was making more money. I wanted to stay down there. I was like, keep me here, Lord. Give me about 6 more months. That's all I need. Give me 6 more.
Yes, sir.
But you serve, you follow orders. Number 7, you got to complete the mission. You know, there's a reason. You know, you work together to complete the mission. Whatever your commander has tasked you to do, you do it. Get the job done. God is the commander-in-chief of this army. I ain't talking about the president. I'm talking about God.
That's right.
God is the commander-in-chief over the commander-in-chief.
That's right. That's right.
Oh God.
Number 8, you make it to your ETS date. Now, if you don't know what your ETS date is, it's the date that you get out of the army. You want to make it. You want to make it. You know, me, I signed up for 4 years on Sam's Army, right? If you signed up for 8 years, you try to make it your 8. You sign up for 4, you try to make it your 4. If you say you're going to retire, you're just going to stay in there. You try to make it till you retire, 20 years, 30 years, whatever you want to do. But there's the difference. When you answer the call of duty in Uncle Sam's Army, and you try to answer the call of duty in God's Army. Because God's going to tell you when you sign up for a lifetime.
That's good.
Right. And when we talked about what I want there's a thing that when you get out of the military, you're trying to get a certain status. We call it an honorable discharge. You try to get an honorable discharge. So in God's army, only way I'm gonna get an honorable discharge if I make it, if I'm with Him in glory.
Well done.
I'm trying to get an honorable discharge. You know?
Yeah.
Because if I don't get an honorable discharge when I sign up for God's army,
Yeah.
I can wind up in somewhere I don't want to be, y'all.
Yeah.
Forever. Forever, yes it is. It is a long time. So if I sign up and I volunteer, when I sign up and I volunteer, military is responsible for protecting the borders and everyone in it. And God's military is our duty to look out for the citizens that we live amongst. We pray for them, we speak God's words, we testify, and so on. We give them, we tell them about the goodness of the Lord. That's our job. You know. But there's a difference between answering the call in Uncle Sam's army and answering the call in God's army, God's military. In Uncle Sam's army, we are to protect. Now y'all check this out now. Because God is awesome. Like he been talking up something this week, y'all. He was talking this morning. In Uncle Sam's army, we are to protect. But in God's military, we are protected. And that's something. We are protected. And I thank God because here's what it is. The battle is already won. The enemy is already defeated. And I'm protected. Then why not join God's army? Because I win. Regardless. I want to join the winning team. You know, two sides. God's side, devil's side. Ain't no in between. You know, it ain't gonna be, you know, all this other stuff people talking about trying to make up. You got one side or the other. Who team you gonna be on? I'm gonna be on the winning team because the devil is already defeated. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy. But God already told us that at the beginning. I am protected. In 2 Thessalonians 3:3 says, but the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. Just going through some scriptures. Isaiah 41:10 it says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Deuteronomy 31:6 says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you, and you will never leave. He will never leave or forsake you. And Psalms 51:19 says, deliver me from mine enemies, O God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. We are protected against the enemies, foreign and domestic. That's what they say in the military, right?
That's right.
I spread and protect against enemies, foreign and domestic. That's one of the things that we say. Foreign means of a characteristic of a country or another language that's not our own. That's foreign. It also means strange and unfamiliar. Domestic means relating to the running of a home or, you know, family relations or someone living near. So in God's military, all the called have to do with, all the called have to do is call. Call on the name of Jesus. Call on God.
Wow.
He protects us against the enemies, foreign and domestic.
That's right.
I win.
That's good. That is so good.
So it's our duty to protect the enemies, to protect against enemies abroad and to protect the ones that are, and to be protected against the ones that are nearby. You know, so, you know, basically, God, He got our back. He got us. We good.
We good.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all a story right quick about a young lady that answered the call this week. And I work with people with disabilities and everything. And we do like a workout every other Wednesday. and then we do like something like karaoke. And what it does, it gives them the chance to express themselves. So we were sitting there, and the young lady, she sang the song. It was done by Kurt Franklin or somebody. It was a newer song, and I forget what it was. I was gonna write it down, but I try to remember it. But it was a real good song. But when she got done, y'all, God can use anybody. That's all you got to do is answer the call. What she did was she ended up, she stopped the music, and this is a young lady with a disability. And I'm sitting there like, look at God. She said, stuff been going on around the job, and folk, tempers been flaring, and new rules, and people getting rolled up, and folk feeling some type of way, and they getting mad at each other. She says, I love all y'all. And I'm going to tell you another thing, God loves all y'all. Now, people about to cry when she got done. She's going through some stuff with her family, but she was like, I love all y'all. God come send me to tell me to tell y'all that we got to stop this mess. And I don't know what it was, but something in me, it was like the Holy Ghost was like, you know what? She answered the call right there. God sent orders, instructions down to her right then and said, this is what I need you to do for them, because they need it. She stopped the whole thing. I'm talking about 10 minutes. Folks had teary-eyed. I grabbed the mic after that, and I was like, look to your left and look to your right. I said, this is what we do this for. And then one of the people was like, Lord, don't start, because we already crying up in here. I got to do what the Lord tell me to do. I said, I ain't going to keep you long. I said, but this is what we do this for them. And you got somebody telling us, we're supposed to be the ones that are looking after them. God sent a message to one of his own, and taught us all something right there. She answered the call right there. God will use anybody to send a message.
That's right.
Anybody. I got a couple of more, then I'm going to get out y'all. Got a couple more minutes, I'm going to get out your way, okay?
Good.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
One thing we was talking about this morning, I mean, we was talking about the armor of God, apostle. And I got up here that in order to do our jobs effectively when we're called, there are a couple things we might need. First thing, there are different type of weapons we use in order to protect and serve. In order to fight. In the military, in Uncle Sam's military, you got knives and bayonets, machine guns, rifles, tanks, bombers, mines, swords, grenades, etc. God's army, we got the sword of the Spirit. We fight with the word, y'all.
That's good.
We have things in Uncle Sam's army is like a flight vest. It's almost like a bulletproof vest, but we call it a flight vest, but it protects you from small arms fire. Put that on. In God's army, we got the breastplate of righteousness. We lace up our combat boots in Uncle Sam's army. In God's army, we got the shoes of the gospel of peace. During wartime, we put on our Kevlar helmet. It's one of those helmets that can save your life. If you're on the battlefield and someone's shooting a machine gun or something like that, that helmet can protect you from a headshot. In God's army, we got the helmet of salvation. We put on a belt, part of the uniform, y'all. A belt is part of the uniform. We got the belt of truth in God's army. And then we grab a little protection, shield of faith in God's army. One thing about it is we have formations, and sometimes we go through inspection, y'all. And and here's what they do though. They get up in your face and they like this. So they do this part. They're looking you up and down, make sure you got everything right. Got your belt, they check if you got your belt on, you got your shoes, they shine. Is your uniform pressed? Are you shaved? There's a certain way that you can't have all this here unless you got a shaved profile.
That's right.
Can't have it's gotta be shaved, nice. You gotta have, I remember when I went in the army, I cut all my hair off. I ain't one of them Super Bowls they had back in the day where they, with no bling. Nah, I cut all my hair off. But they cut your hair, everything. Because there's a certain way that you gotta look.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Man.
Wow, that's good.
God is awesome, y'all.
Yeah,
God is
that's
awesome.
good.
Yes, he is.
Man. It's just one of those things. There's more things to answer the call of duty than just answering. You have to, like I talked about, a certain way that you got to make your bed before you leave out in the morning. You got to show up on time for formations. You got to have on your gear. You got to make, and matter of fact, another thing, you got to make sure it works. Especially with your rifle, every once in a while, you got to take that thing apart and clean it. Because when you go into war with your weapon, you don't want it to jam.
That's right.
When you out there fighting. So you got to make sure it works when you get there. So we're spending time cleaning, learning how to break that weapon down. All right? You're studying to show yourself approved. You got to get in that word.
That's right.
You got to use that. You got to use that. You got to use that word as a weapon. When it's called for. Here's what you got to do. You got to know it though. Know it inside and out. You got to make sure you got water in the canteen. If you're thirsty, need something to drink out there in the field. Make sure that you got on your arm. We got something called PMCS, with your vehicles that you ride in. Guess what? You got to go out there and make sure they got oil in them, all types of stuff. You got to make sure it's ready before you roll out. You got to know your assignment, know the mission, all of that.
Wow.
It's accountability. In the military, we fellowship. We work out together. We eat together. In God's army. We head to the showers at the same time. The ladies one way, the men the other way. We head to work at the same time. We work together. We eat lunch together. We get off work together. We party together. We did everything together. Why? That's my brother. I got his back, he got my back. I got her back, that's my sister. She got my back. We in the same army.
Yeah.
We all answer the call of duty.
Yeah.
All that stuff that we're doing, before we got there didn't matter. We're a part of God's military. In Romans 8:1 it says, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. God's call of duty is a spiritual call. Yes, it is. You got to be a soldier, y'all. You got to be a soldier. You got to first answer. You got to answer the call of duty. You got to think about it, pray about it, make your mind up, commit. You got to enlist. Number 2, you got to swear in. Number 3, make it through basic training. Number 4, go to your active duty station, serve, follow orders, complete the mission, and make it to your ETS date. I'm going to end with this, y'all. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we need to remember that hell wasn't made for us.
Amen.
That's right. Amen.
He wants us to end up in heaven in glory with him. But we can't do this unless we answer the call. Answer the call of duty. Many family members, many brothers and sisters have not yet answered the call, but I pray today we hear from the Lord one day soon. Because the end is near.
Amen.
In the morning when you yell, when they yell out, fall in, that's what they do. Come in, fall in. Who's showing up for service? Will we all be accounted for? Although I'm not worthy, will I answer the call? Although I'm not perfect, because some people want to wait till they're perfect, which that'll never happen. Will I answer the call? Although I don't understand, the word says lean not to your own understanding. Although I don't understand, will you answer the call? When I'm tired, will you answer the call? Although I still make mistakes, will you answer the call? When I'm broke, I ain't got no money, will you answer the call? When I got a pocket full of money, when I'm paid, because that's a lot of times, that's when we don't answer the call. You got a pocket full of money, can't nobody find you. When you broke, you're all up in church. When I'm hurting or in pain, will I answer the call? Guess what, y'all? All of that stuff I just said, all you got to do is answer the call of duty. He'll take care of all of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
To God be the glory. Thank you guys for your time today.